I always knew when I was little growing up that I felt different. I felt more feminine, the way I acted, the way I played. I was like 2 when I started realizing that I was more feminine than other boys growing up my age.
I used to say that I wanted to be someone's Romeo. And I would be like, nah, it can't be. Like, I would think, maybe I'm just tomboy, something like that. Turns out, it wasn't just that.
When me and my brother would play games, and I would always play as a girl and stuff like that. And I'd play with Barbies, and then around 14 and 15 is when I started looking into things and seeing things on YouTube. And that's how I learned what transgender means. When I woke up and got ready for school the first morning of going to school as a woman, putting on makeup and getting ready like any other girl does was the most rewarding feeling ever, was being able to do all the things I really wanted to do, but I was just scared to do. It comes to a point where you can't put on this front anymore. You can't pretend to be anybody else. You have to do what you have to do to survive. Recently, I've had my top surgery. I had my breast augmentation done about 4 weeks ago, and I'm so happy about that.
So whether you choose saline or gel, whether you want to...
It makes me one more step closer in my transition as to just living a normal life.
So I want an implant close to the midline.
The overall goal of transitioning is to be happy and be comfortable with who you are. And no matter how much people say, oh, I kind of understand, I get that. No, you don't get that. You are not ever going to get that, because you never will feel like you're in the wrong body. You never will feel like you're pretending to be something that you're not.
She would put my heels on and prance around. And I'm like, Mom, look, I'm just like you. Of course, at that time, she wasn't Leah. She was Dylan. She was my son. There's no lying or denying. I mourned the loss of a son. Now I have a daughter. I have that daughter that I always wanted.
A lot of people have that misconception that when I tell someone I'm trans, it's like, oh, so you're like a tranny and stuff like that. And they hear that from like magazines. Majority of us transition and live a very normal life.
Transitioning at the age that she has in her late teens, early 20s. Advantages of youth, beauty.
With hormones, you kind of have to give it time. It just doesn't happen overnight. But I started noticing the way I thought, and then my libido went down. Breast development started happening. That's one of the main changes you see with hormones and estrogen as far as transitioning male to female. That is one of my goals, is to have SRS, but I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I'm going through the process of getting my birth certificate changed to female legally.
If things were to actually go down and I would start changing what I go by and stuff like that, or probably be some issues like personal wise, because I know a lot of these people here and I'm still kind of stealth. So I guess right now it's just feminine for school, and then outside of school I'll be masculine. It's hard sometimes, just looking at myself, looking at pictures, stuff like that, and just seeing this person that I'm not really sure of, and being scared of this person and not wanting to be this person. The thought of transitioning and one day waking up and looking at myself and being like, this is me, has made me happier. It's made me definitely realize that I have some confidence in me, because I've always been down about myself and been, depressed, and I've you know, tried to hurt myself and stuff because I didn't understand. And it would frustrate me that I didn't understand. And once I actually started to educate myself and realize who I am, it made me happier. With me not even being like fully out and me just being black by itself is actually really hard. It's already bad enough. And being a trans person of color, I already know the struggle. I've talked to many people who are trans people of color, and I've kept up with them and I've become friends with them. And the stuff that they have to go through is absolutely unbearable. I just feel like in the future, especially being in Mississippi and being a person of color, I already know it's going to go negatively. I can only imagine. I want to be out of Mississippi, definitely. I guess I want a family. I want to marry my girlfriend, and I want to be happy, and I want us to just live and be happy.
I met Daniel here at college. We were in the same dorm together. We lived directly across from each other. At first I was scared because I didn't know how the whole transitioning thing worked, and I was afraid that if he started taking tea that it would affect his feelings for me. So I took some time while he was at school and I started reading. I finally, I texted him one day and I said, we need to talk. And he got so scared. And I said, if it makes you happy, it makes me happy. I said, I want to be with you 100%, and I want to make sure that you do whatever makes you happy. I will always be there to back you up. I mean, he treats me like a princess, and nobody's ever treated me like that before. He's literally the best thing that's ever happened to me. As far as, me in the future being his wife, I'm not going to let anybody stand in the way of his happiness. His happiness is more important to me than anything.
Music is definitely what I want to do, and I know that in the future, no matter what goes on, I want something to do with music. Music will always be in my life. Normally, I'm nervous before an audition, but once I actually go into the audition, I'm not that nervous. I get confidence boost. It's just an open door. I'm excited. Hello. How are you? Good. Mama, the evening. Mama, the angels. No sleep in heaven or Bethlehem.
Do you read music pretty well?
I'm pretty well. I used to be a music major, so.
Oh.
So did you have theory?
I did have theory. That's the thing that made me not be music.
So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they were nice. It was kind of, homey. Like, it was almost like auditioning for Northwest.
As far as differences between post and pre-op with my top surgery, I've noticed a lot of more self-confidence, and it helps like with your mental and physical confidence and how you carry yourself. When I used to like get this dysphoric feeling and I used to feel all this dysphoria, which I don't feel anymore. And so that just kind of lifts the blinds and lets the light in, and everything's more positive mindset-wise. So Memphis has an organization called Women's of Achievement where they honor 6 women each year for things that they do to better and make an impact on Shelby County and the Memphis area and surrounding areas. And this year I actually received one for heroism for my story when I transitioned in school. And so I'm just really honored to be accepting this award and being recognized for everything that I've done and achieved so far as a woman. It's just a really big deal. One of my goals now is to actually get back into advocating and actually going and have my voice out there for people who are going through the same thing that I am, that might think that they don't have anyone they could talk to or anything that they could look up and stuff, and then they can see that it's possible. People are facing this every single day of their life, and When you have more people out there that people can see, then they'll think, hey, they're doing it, so why can't I?
Heroism for a woman whose heroic spirit was tested and shown as a model to all in Shelby County and beyond. Leah Walton.
One of the things that is a big challenge for me is dating, because I was engaged and I know what it's like to be in a relationship that's healthy and not having that anymore and having to look for that. Especially in the South, it's hard to find something like that. Dating online is easier for me because then I have that outlet of I can tell them through messages and don't have to have that face-to-face confrontation about it, because it's dangerous, for one, because you never know how another person can react to that news. I usually don't meet people unless after I tell them, just for safety reasons and stuff like that, because you see trans women getting murdered all the time. A lot of them are from men who just snap and react to finding out they're trans. It sucks that we don't live in this perfect world where if I do tell a guy, then he's okay with it. And I've talked to guys all day long and super into them and like super interested in them, and then I tell them, and then it's like I hear nothing back from them, and it's sad. And like, I mean, I might cry a little bit, I might go to sleep and like just sleep it off. I shouldn't beat myself up over one person and what they think, because that's not how everybody thinks. Don't tell me bye, you're coming with me. Even though life could be better somewhere else, this is still home. This is where all my family is. This is where my friends are. I personally want to move farther away from the South. But when you think about it, it's kind of sad that you have to jeopardize and you have to sacrifice certain things just to be happy. I think some of my long-term goals are getting back in school and getting my cosmetology license and just seeing where life takes me as far as dating. Like, I don't know. Eventually, I'd like to see myself with a family and kids one day. Whenever that comes, that comes. But I just want to make sure I'm happy in life. And at this point, after everything I've been through and after everything I've conquered and succeeded in, I'm happy.
I asked her, is it because I'm trans or whatever? Is it because of your, like, maybe your sexual orientation? Something like that. She was searching for reasons to let go, I think, maybe. Maybe Candace's mom mentioned the fact that maybe Candace was headed down the wrong path. With it being the Bible Belt and with Christianity being like everything here, which I'm a Christian myself, I'll say that, but the way people react isn't exactly what I call the true definition of Christian, which means they act violently or they call and say really bad things on the phone to my family and stuff like that. So I have to kind of put myself in stealth so I don't hurt anyone, because I don't want to hurt anyone. When I'm with her, I feel this happiness that I can't feel anywhere else. Even when I'm on stage. It's a scary thought that I won't be able to be with her the way I want to. It's late at night and I'm wide awake. When I close my eyes, I see only your face. Do you think of me the way I think of you? 'Cause my heart's breaking in two. This is my goodbye to you. So, I've been accepted in Ole Miss, which is awesome. It's gonna be scary. I'm excited. It's an excited kind of scary. Right now, I feel like I'm kind of Daniel because I feel like I'm not all the way there. Through transitioning and stuff, it's definitely gonna help me figure out that weird, crazy art kid Daniel. That sounds good.